Hi guys, this is lesson 4.1 and 4.2. We are going to talk about dividing a 4-digit number by a 2-digit number. Really quick, just for a recap, divisor is the number of groups that you want to break your dividend or your whole number of items. So let's say you have 21 cookies and 4 friends. Your friends would be the divisors. They're the number of groups you're trying to break the cookies into. And remember that the answer to any division problem is a quotient. So first, a quick reminder that the number that we are trying to split into groups is the dividend. So the 21 would be the dividend. The divisor is the number of groups that we are trying to make. So let's say I have 21 cookies, okay, and I have 4 friends. If I want to split those 21 cookies between 4 friends, I would divide it. The answer to my division problem is called a quotient. So just a quick reminder to all of you what those terms mean. So now when we get into dividing, when we traditionally divide, we set up using the division box. So we set it up like this, and my first step is to decide, can 3 go into 1? It cannot. So I'm going to use an X as a placeholder to let myself know that 3 cannot go into 1. It's too large to fit into 1. So the next step would be to look at, can 3 fit into 14? Well, I know it can because 14 is larger than 3, so 3 can go into 14 4 times, which is 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. I then subtract. 14 minus 12 is 2. My next step would be to bring down the next number in my dividend. So when I look at 3 can go into 21, how many times? Well, I know 3 times 7 equals 21. So 3 times 7 is 21. I subtract and get 0. So my quotient, or my answer, is 47. Let's do another one. So I set it up using the box, 166 divided by 6. First step, can 6 go into 1? It cannot. So X for a placeholder. Can 6 fit into 16? I know it can, and I know 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 is too large, so it can go in 2 full times, which is 12. So I subtract it from 16, and I get 4 left over. Again, I bring down my 6, and then I decide, how many times can 6 go into 42? Well, I know 6 times 7 is 42, and 6 and 8 went on a date, and their bill was 48, which is too much, so it would have to be 7. So 6 times 7 is 42. I do my subtraction, I'm left over with 4. Because I have no other numbers to bring down, this 4 is my remainder. So my answer, or my quotient, is 27 remainder 4. Let's try another one. 214 inside the box. 12. Can 12 go into 2? It cannot. Can 12 go into 21? It can. 2 times 12 is 24, which is too large, so it would just be 1 time. So then I subtract 12. I'm going to have to borrow. 11 minus 2 is 9, and 1 minus 1 would be 0. So my answer is just 9 left over. I bring down the 4. Well, now I need to decide how many times can 12 go into 94. Well, if you don't know your 12s very well, that's okay. Page 133 in your planner is a really good tool for you to use. But I know that 12 can go in to 94. 8 times would be 96, so that's too much. So it's going to have to be 7 times, which is 84. And if I need to double check that, I can just do really quickly 12 times 7. 2 and 7 is 14. 7 and 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. So that matches. So when I subtract, I have 10 left over. I have no other numbers to bring down, so I know that 10 is my remainder. Okay, let's do another one. This one's already set up for us. 5 can go into 8 1 time. So I subtract. I have 3 left over. Bring down my next number. 5 into 38. Well, I know 5 and 7 is 35, and 5 and 8 is 40, which is too much. So it would have to be 7, which is 35, and I subtract. I get 3. I bring down my next number. 5 into 35, I know is 7, and it's exactly 35, so I'd be left with 0. So my answer is 177. So I want you to try this one on your own. I want you to write it down using the box like this. And I want you to get as far as you possibly can. Remember, page 133 in your planner, if you don't have those basic facts, those basic multiplication facts down, that is a great resource for you to use so you don't make any mistakes. Answer this question on your homework page. And the last homework question is, what is your all-time favorite song? That needs to be answered on your next page, or on your homework page. So you're going to end this question on your homework page. We will discuss the different rules and practice more in class. All right, guys, that's it for today.